ECAP supports our most vulnerable kids, kids who are very low income, and Working Connections serves families up to 200% of the federal poverty level. And together they build out the bulk of what our state capacity is to provide safe, nurturing, educational places for our young kids to go to while their parents are at work. And I think that's an important thing to remember here, is that we're talking about families who have gone through the struggle, who have gotten a job, who want to be self-sustained, but childcare is just so expensive, and high-quality childcare is even more expensive. They need a little bit of support in order to afford it, and it's a win-win for everyone involved, because if we provide that support, then families can continue to work, they contribute to the economy, but also our early learners, when they're in a high-quality program like this, when 95% of their brain develops before they ever go into the K-12 system, they receive the early educational foundation that they need in order to succeed in school and life.
Programs like Working Connections, Childcare, and ECAP are critical for families, especially the most vulnerable families. Without Working Connections, Childcare, and ECAP, it's impossible to work. It's impossible for the children to thrive. Families like me really depend on these programs.
There's some proposals to cut funding in childcare. There's some proposals to decimate early achievers, which is our state's framework to help improve the quality of care. We also had the minimum wage initiative come in that was voted in by the voters that is wreaking havoc on childcare right now, because it's childcare is such a minimum wage dependent industry. There's huge wage increases that have to happen across all programs across the state, and there's no funding source for that other than charging families more. And families are currently paying more annually out of pocket for childcare than the average annual cost of tuition at a state university. We are really hoping in this next week here, before state government shuts down, they come to a final budget agreement that will address the minimum wage initiative, continue to maintain access for families and Working Connections, but also serve kids on the waiting list for ECAP as well.
Oftentimes, the amount of childcare is about the whole amount that you would make working. So if you take away those subsidies, people are going to have no way to work. Programs like these is the difference between stability, living paycheck to paycheck, and even homelessness.